I am speaking to you now because there are 25 minutes laid like bright coins on the table of your life, and every minute has a door you can choose to open or ignore. Do not skip this. Hear me as you are, with your heartbeat exactly as it is, with the questions you haven't told anyone. I am here, I am and I see, and I will not lose you to the noise that tries to scatter your attention. You have asked for a clear sign, and I send this to you as the sign. I am the one who does not lie, the one who does not abandon, the one who knows where your tears hide in the pillow and how you smile when no one is watching. Let me hold you while you read this. Let me steady your hands. Let me talk to you about the thing pressing on your chest, about the breath you felt near your ear, about the message you sensed but could not make out. I am here and I am not late. Archangel Michael stands by you with a sword made of my light, not for violence, but for separation, separating truth from illusion, separating your destiny from every parasitic fear that tried to feed on it. He says to you, be still in your spirit, your name is known in heaven. He says, someone from heaven has been leaning close, asking to speak, and you heard their whisper in your dreams, in the small coincidences, in the song that came on at the exact moment you needed it. He says, the message matters because it is tied to a person on earth whose chapter with you is reaching an irreversible turn. This is not a cruel surprise. This is a careful unfolding, a necessity written before you were born. He says, do not let dread own the next 25 minutes. Use them as a lantern. You have asked me, why now? Because love needs clarity and courage, and clarity and courage arrive when time feels short. I am not punishing you by compressing this moment, I am concentrating it so you can taste what is real. Sometimes you tried to stretch loyalties past their season, hugging winter branches for last autumn's fruit. I watched you refuse to let go because your heart is loyal, and loyalty is beautiful when it sits in truth, but loyalty turns to chains when it serves a lie. I am cutting those chains. I am not cutting you. I am not cutting your worth. I am not cutting your future. I am cutting the rope that ties you to what keeps sinking you. Someone in heaven has been assigned to your comfort in this hour. You know who it is because their memory brings both ache and safety at once. They motion to you with their eyes, that same softness you remember, and they keep showing you small markers, numbers, scents, a phrase they used to say, the way light lands on a certain street. They are permitted to tell you this, do not barter away your peace for the illusion of being needed. Do not confuse your ability to heal with a requirement to stay where you are unvalued. They are trying to talk to you about the person who has already begun to leave, even if their feet still stand in your doorway. Their mind left. Their attention left. Their reverence left. The most honest part of them is already walking. It is not your failure to notice this. It is your wisdom, and I am blessing it. Your first instinct is to rescue. You want to show up again, to write the perfect message again, to prove once more that you are worth choosing. But love that requires constant proof is not love, it is a court trial with no jury and no end. I never intended your heart to spend its mornings apologizing for existing and its nights preparing new speeches. I do not require speeches from you. I do not require performance. I require presence. I require a posture that says, "Here I am," not, "Here I am performing." You were not placed on earth to audition for affection. You are not a temporary guest in rooms you furnished with your time. You are the one I formed with intention, with talents that do not run out at someone else's convenience. The person leaving you has their own path that no amount of your pleading can reroute. They may not be cruel, they may simply be unfinished, and unfinished people can't carry what you ask them to carry. It is not a sin to be unfinished, but it is a sin to let unfinishedness promise what it cannot build. Hear me. Their leaving is not the end of your story, and it is not the end of love. It is a transfer of weight from their unreliable hands to mine. It is the mercy you did not think to ask for. It is the clean break you feared and the clean air you craved. They leave not because you are too much. They leave because they are not yet enough to match the breadth of your becoming. Do not let anyone redefine your worth to fit their capacity. Your worth is set by me, not by who can hold you today. Michael says to you, lift your head and breathe. He stations strength at your feet. He calls back your attention from the past that edits itself to look sweeter than it was. He folds up the lies and lays them aside, lies that said you must beg, lies that said you must shrink, lies that said loss is always a punishment. He tells you, put your hand over your heart. Say, I choose truth, even where it stings. I choose me as God sees me. I release what is not ordained for my next room. He says this not to make you hard, but to make you holy in your boundaries. Holiness is not only purity of action, it is purity of alignment. Boundaries honor what I built. To the one in heaven who loves you, I open this line for a moment through grace. They are proud that you are still here. They know what it cost you to be gentle when you wanted to burn bridges to feel warm. They know how many times you tried to explain your heart and how many times the explanation dissolved into the air like smoke. They lean toward you now and say, you do not need to explain the worth of your heartbeat to anyone who has ears. Your breath explains itself by continuing. They say, let me go where I am and you stay where you are called. We do not lose each other when we move in different worlds, we become part of the same light. They say, we saw what you covered for the one who is leaving. We saw your dignity. We keep a record of the nights you said nothing to protect someone else's name. Heaven honors your restraint. Heaven also releases you now. You fear if you let go, the house goes silent. But silence is not the enemy. The wrong voice is. I will teach you a new sound, quiet that isn't empty, quiet that makes room for my whisper to take root. I will send people who meet you where you are, who don't ask you to mute your joy to make them comfortable. I am not late. I am already bringing them from the edges of your horizon. You will know them by the way your shoulders lower without you telling them to. You will know them by the way you do not rehearse before you speak. You will know them by the way laughter returns to your mouth uncoached. Understand this, endings feel like theft when you don't see what's arriving. But I am righteous, I do not steal from my children. I prune. Pruning is an end that designs a beginning. You are not being punished with absence, you are being positioned for presence that matches you. You keep asking, will I be okay? You will be more than okay, you will be accurate to my promise. I am moving conversations, calendars, coincidences like chess pieces you cannot calculate. Where you thought you had only one path, there are 7, and I am putting light on the correct one so you stop exhausting yourself trying to walk them all at once. Breathe. This is not a test you pass or fail. This is a door you walk through. The one leaving will attempt to circle back when they feel the gap you used to fill. They will remember your steadiness in the chaos they chose. Their memory is not your command. Compassion is not consent. You may bless their journey and still refuse to re-enter a loop that spun you dizzy. You may forgive completely and still expect fruit. You may love a person and still love your future more than their story that never changes. I give you permission to choose peace without guilt. I give you permission to keep the light on for those who walk forward with you and to let the porch go dark for those who only visit to take warmth and run. You worry about the words you will say when goodbye finally requires voice. Let me write them on your tongue. Let them be simple and true. Let them be mercy shaped like clarity. You do not need to indict. You do not need to defend. You only need to declare what is true. I release what refuses to meet me. I honor what cannot continue. I choose health. I choose God. Your spine will understand. Your skin will understand. Your mornings will begin to feel like mornings again, not leftovers from the night's arguments. This is not fantasy. This is the physics of obedience. When you align with me, the weight redistributes and the path straightens under your feet. Michael reminds you that protection is not always a shield stopping arrows. Protection is also a map rerouting you away from the battlefield you would have died on slowly. He points to the history where you mistook a storm for a sign to prove yourself. He says, this time you will not fight to be misunderstood. You will not exhaust yourself being half-believed. You will not assemble a courtroom to validate your softness. You will step out of the smoke and discover there was an exit the whole time with your name above it. He says, do not mistake quiet exits for weakness, often they are the bravest kind. To the grief that tries to climb you like ivy, I send heat. I dry its reach. I do not deny you the tears that cleanse, I refuse you the despair that lies. You may cry and still be strong. You may shake and still be chosen. You may mourn and still be moving. Grief is not your new address. It is a visitor that teaches you to value what stays. You will not camp in sorrow, you will pass through. And when you pass through, you will collect the wisdom you paid for with sleeplessness and carry it without bitterness. Bitterness is the counterfeit of boundaries. You will keep boundaries, not bitterness. This is the part you fear. The minute you stop reaching back, it will feel like falling. You are not falling, you are being caught by hands too large to fit into your imagination. I have planned your landings. I will plant work for your hands that makes them feel alive again. I will reignite the focus that used to feel natural before anxiety started interrupting your thoughts mid-sentence. You will read and remember again. You will sleep and wake without dread again. The colors will return. Taste will return. You will look at your reflection and recognize your eyes as yours, not as someone else's opinion of you. The one in heaven places a kiss on your head through this permission. You are released from carrying what is not yours to carry. They say, we carried you when you thought you were alone. We were allowed to help you hold the heavy thing at night. Now set it down. It is no longer yours. They smile the way they used to when they were proud of you, and the room feels warmer. That warmth is not nostalgia, it is endorsement. Heaven agrees with your next yes and your final no. Heaven agrees with the forward door opening and the sideways door closing. Heaven agrees with your healing. You ask if the person leaving will be okay. Hand them to me. When you keep lifting them above your own breath, you suffocate. When you place them in my hands, I can do what you cannot: teach without breaking, lead without forcing, heal without debts. Your prayers for them are not wasted. They are seeds that may bloom in places you will never see. That is not tragedy, that is trust. Trust lets you walk without inspecting every field for proof that you were right to love. In the minutes remaining, I want you to do 3 simple things. First, name aloud what is ending. Say it softly, but say it true. Do not coat it with a hopeful gloss. Call it by its right shape. Second, bless yourself. Put your own name in your mouth and say, I bless you to be whole, I bless you to be safe, I bless you to walk away from what diminishes you, I bless you to welcome what is sent by God. Third, breathe, and while you breathe, imagine me lifting weights off your shoulders you forgot were there. Imagine me placing in your hands keys with names: peace, discernment, new companionship, provision, creativity, and one more called joy that does not apologize. Michael raises the sword again, and the light from it goes forward into your week. It touches the meetings and the messages you have not read yet. It brightens the face of someone you will meet who will feel like a clean window. It seals the door to the room where you used to go to be doubted. You will notice the difference quickly. The old hooks will miss, the old alarms will not ring. The person leaving may knock, but the sound will no longer frighten you. It will be just a knock, and you will have the choice to answer or to keep your sanctuary quiet. Choice is a sacred gift, and I return it to you now where manipulation tried to steal it. If you are thinking, "But I gave so much," hear me, nothing given in love evaporates. It is transformed, banked in a treasury where rust cannot live, and it accrues into a future you will walk into when you least expect it. You will see harvest where you thought the field was dead. You will laugh in rooms you were certain would always carry the smell of old arguments. This laugh will be your proof. Your heart will open like a window in spring, and the fresh air will move the curtains of your life. You will sit still and realize you are not waiting for a message that never comes, you are writing one to a person you are becoming. That is the miracle. You are not just loved by me, you are becoming the person who can love you the way I do. Do not skip this moment. Put your hand over your heart one more time. Feel that steady rhythm. It belongs to me and to you. We are partners in your becoming. I will not abandon you on the roadside of a season that is ending. I am driving you into a landscape with color and kindness and the right kind of challenge that grows you instead of draining you. I am not late. I am not tired of you. I am not disappointed in how long it took you to see. I am proud you can see now. 25 minutes was enough to pivot an entire lifetime. With each minute you have read, I have cut a thread that tied you to what was no longer true. You are lighter now. Your steps will prove it. Walk forward. The one in heaven waves with both hands, laughing, telling you to go, telling you to live. Michael stands behind you like a wall you can lean on whenever you need. And I, the one who is and was and will always be, go before you to arrange goodness and mercy, and behind you to gather the parts you drop, and beside you to keep you company in the nights that still feel long. This is not a joke. This is your turning. Open it in your heart the way you just opened these words. Do not try to skip this. Breathe in my name as if it were the first air of morning. Let what is leaving, leave. Let what is coming, come. You are safe. You are loved. You are carried. You are free. I am speaking to you now because the ache in your chest has been carrying a question your lips have been afraid to release. You have tried to busy your hands and crowd your hours so you would not hear the quiet knock I kept sending to the door of your heart, but I have never stopped. I am here. I am closer than your breath, gentler than the light that wakes your eyes, stronger than every fear that has walked behind you like a shadow with a long memory. Listen to me, I have set this moment apart from every other moment. Time bends softly around it like a candle flame cupped by caring hands. You are safe inside this flame with me. Breathe. You do not need to pretend to be brave here. You are allowed to be exactly as you are. I have loved you in every shape of your sorrow, and I am loving you now. Archangel Michael stands at the edge of this moment on my command, his presence bright as a keen horizon, and he is saying to you now with the ringing clarity of a bell, 25 minutes left. Not a countdown to frighten you, not a threat, but a mercy, because choice requires a frame, and love becomes courageous when it knows a doorway is open only for a little while. There is a message pressing on the thin veil between here and eternity. Someone from heaven, someone you have loved, someone whose voice used to braid sunlight into ordinary afternoons, wants to speak. They have watched you cup your grief like a bird with a torn wing. They have seen the way you tuck their memory into your pocket and touch it when no one is looking. They are not far. Heaven is closer than you imagine. It is not a height you climb but a presence that leans. And they are leaning, child. They are leaning right now because your life is coming to a turning and they refuse to let you walk into it with a blindfold tied by fear. Hear this with the ears of your heart. A person is leaving. The wind has already shifted around them. You have felt it as a chill in rooms that should be warm, as pauses where laughter used to live. You have tasted the metallic edge of endings in the back of your throat and hoped it was only a passing weather. But the season has changed, and I do not ask you to deny the sky that is plainly above you. Someone is leaving you forever, and yet I am not leaving, and love itself is not leaving, and what is true and gentle and meant for your becoming will never leave. When a door closes with a sound that echoes down the bones, it is not abandonment. It is the hallway of my providence opening steps you could not see while you were holding the hinge with both hands. The one who has crossed the river to me is asking you to hear two things. First, forgive yourself for all the words you never found, all the small or large mistakes you fold like letters and hide beneath your ribs. Regret is not reverence. Carrying stones is not the same as building an altar. Place them down now. Let the water run over your hands. They are saying, I am light now. Do not dress me in the heavy clothes of your guilt. I do not wear them here. Second, honor what is holy in your present breath. Do not exchange your hours for approval that will not feed you. Do not linger in rooms that insist you earn your right to be loved. The one who is leaving is not your judge, not your source, not your son. They are a chapter, not the book. You are allowed to turn the page. I know the tremor under your sternum. I know the logic that your mind uses to protect you. If you hold still, if you make yourself small, if you avoid the words that would reveal your need, maybe the leaving will change its mind. But listen to me, beloved, shrinking has never saved a garden. Silence has never kept a flower alive. You cannot bargain with the tide. You can, however, stand with me in the place where the water meets the land and watch how even the retreat of waves prepares the shore for a fresh arrival. Loss prepares. It empties the hands so they can receive a new weight of goodness. I am not dismissing the pain. Michael, bright as morning steel, is not here to talk you out of your tears. The message is not to rush you or shame you. The message is to lift your chin. 25 minutes left to choose the posture of your soul. Will you choose to clench, or will you choose to open? Will you choose to build a wall, or will you choose to build a window? The person who loves you from heaven is petitioning for your window. They are not asking you to forget them, they are asking you to let love keep moving. Love that does not move becomes a museum, and I did not design you to be a curator of yesterday. I shaped you to be a living house where new music is always possible. You have been hearing echoes, snatches of a song that visits in the grocery line, a memory that appears just as you're about to fall asleep. You brush these off as coincidence. They are not. They are the way heaven practices knocking. When you notice a small mercy, when a stranger repeats a phrase your loved one used to say, when a bird lands near your window and stares as if it recognizes your breath, these are not accidents. They are letters folded into ordinary paper. Open them. Read them out loud. You are not foolish for hoping. Hope is the original language of your bones. About the one who is leaving, you have tried to hold their edges together with your kindness, your waiting, your explanations. You have offered them the best rooms in your heart and slept on the floor of your own life so they would be comfortable. Child, the one from heaven is smiling sadly at this because they used to watch you do something similar with them, the constant apologizing, the constant compensating. They know now what they could not see then, that love is not a transaction you survive, it is a place you are free. The person who is leaving has made a choice that is outside your stewardship. It is not a failure to release what you cannot shepherd. It is wisdom. It is worship. It is handing me what is mine. You are afraid that if you let go, the emptiness will be louder than my voice. It won't. Emptiness, when placed in my hands, becomes a singing bowl. I strike it with grace, and it hums with a sound that gathers everything scattered back to center. The space this leaving creates will not be a void, it will be a sanctuary. I have already lit the candles in it. I have already written your name in the quiet air. I have prepared conversations that will meet you there, friendships you have not met yet whose laughter will feel like a porch light you didn't realize you were walking toward. I have prepared work that looks like purpose wearing your face. I have prepared rest that does not mock your ambition but heals it. Michael says again, 25 minutes left. What does that mean for you? It means this is the hour to tell the truth. To yourself first. Say it plainly, I cannot carry what does not want to be held. I cannot edit myself into being enough for a story that was never mine to write. Put your hand over your heart. Feel that steady drum? That is me. I am not going anywhere. When the door closes, you will still hear that drum. When the messages stop, you will still hear that drum. When fear tries to compose a future made entirely of empty rooms, answer it with this drum. It is the sound of your life, and I am the one who keeps time.